man. I do what I do.
And now with the immigration policy, we recognize a pattern. How are they just gonna revoke your immigration status, right? It's not just see that. Just think about that, because they're ready for you to go. You see, that's how white folk change the rules up on you. It's not just illegal immigrants anymore. Even those who have legal status are being targeted. We're seeing people who've lived here for decades suddenly losing their ability to stay in this country with no criminal activity. They are literally contemplating reassessing birthright citizenship under the 14th Amendment. That is literally headed back to the Supreme Court. This is how far they will go to change the rule. The very foundation of automatic citizenship, something that has existed for over a century, is now under threat. And the government is actively trying to redefine what it means to be a citizen, and that should terrify you immigrants and your family. When we look at the Lincoln-Riley Act, never let a tragedy go to waste, right? Shout out to my man Calvin MCA. Okay, before it required serious crimes to be grounds for deportation. Now even a minor theft arrest. So you shoplifting and you shouldn't be here, or you on papers, all they have to do is call ICE and you'll be deported. A petty crime, even an accusation of a crime, because the illegal immigrant that unalived Lincoln Riley, he had been arrested for theft in New York, and had they stopped it, the crime that happened to that poor young girl down in Georgia would have never happened. So even shoplifting or an old misdemeanor can get you out of here. I mean, even naturalized citizens I'm talking to you all about how they change the rules when it's convenient. Something the foundation of Black Americans are used to. Okay? Once upon a time, becoming a naturalized citizen meant you were safe. You were born in another country. You went, you did everything you were supposed to do. You took the test. You held up your right hand. You said, I promise to protect the Constitution, blah, 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 blah. You were good. Not anymore. Now even naturalized citizens are subject to revocation and deportation. And what that shows is that no immigrant is truly secure in America anymore, except us, because we're not immigrants. Okay? We're not worried about it. Green card holders aren't even safe. If they're coming for birthright citizenship and naturalized citizens, how long before they start stripping away green card holders of their status? All they have to do is say you've been living out of the country and you waive you revoke your green card status to get you to sign a form, or you stay too long. All you folk who come visit the United States and you're a grandma, you go stay away for 6 months to a year and you come back, they might revoke your green card status. Look, family members with no criminal record are being deported. Is setting. So it's not just targeting criminals. They're targeting families, mothers, fathers, and children. And let's be honest, many of you align yourselves with the system when it was convenient for you. Some of you distance yourself from foundational Black Americans. You look down on us while benefiting from the very struggles we fought to overcome. And you were quick to assimilate, quick to take advantage of the programs that we built, right? And now that the tide is turning, you're asking us to fight for you. And my answer to you all is no. We're not your shield and we're not your stepping stone. This is not our fight. And just like Black Americans had to navigate this systematic racism on our own when the rules change, that's what you're gonna have to deal with it. See, the doors that Black Americans once had open are now closing. And that's a reality that all of you immigrants have to face. I'm not just talking to Latinos. I'm talking to I'm talking to Caribbeans. I'm talking to Africans. I'm talking to all you all. Meanwhile, we're going to continue focusing on our own battles. Somebody type FBAs at rest in the chat room. Somebody type Black women resting in the chat room. And let me tell you something else why we're not going to do it, because history shows us, okay, if we don't fight, no one else will. But when we do fight, guess what happens? You all reap the benefit. Now, here's another thing. Let's address a hard truth. All right. And that's the deteriorated one-sided relationship that exists between foundational Black Americans and Africans from the continent. And I'm just going to focus on the Africans from the continent for a minute. I want y'all to get in tight. You're going to have to hear this. It's going to hurt your feelings. I don't care. For decades, we idolized Africa. We worshiped Africa. We wore African medallions in the 1970s and 1980s and 1960s. We embraced the culture, but we did know about it. We adopt African names. Your Hulu, boy, your people from Detroit. But that was an illusion. And it died when large numbers of Africans actually started coming to this country, to the United States. And we saw firsthand how they viewed us, not as kin, not as long-lasting family, long-lost families, but as outsiders. They had that name for us, the one that I said before, Akatas. And my research indicates it loosely translates to bush cat or a cat without a home. That's what they think about us. And it's a direct insult. It's a racial epithet, and it's a cruel reminder of our ancestors and how they were sold into slavery and stripped away of their homeland and all the atrocities. And I told you about my great-great-great-great-grandmother. So it wasn't just we were sold away. Imagine that. And for decades, our intellectual class tried to suppress this reality from the masses of Black people here in America. They wanted to blame the Europeans alone, as if Europeans marched into the interior of Africa and single-handedly rounded up thousands and hundreds and millions of Africans. That's a lie. Shout out to my man Quantum Solace. See, history is clear. Europeans did not need to chase Africans through the jungles or the bush. They pulled up to the shorelines and they purchased their human cargo directly from African kings and warlords. Because, see, you had powerful African rulers from the kingdom of Dahomey, now known as Benin, and the Ashanti Empire, now known as Ghana, and the Congo Kingdom. And they actively participated in the slave trade and they profited from it enormously. The Atlantic slave trade lasted from 1501 to 1867 on the books. But see, here's the cold part. That wasn't even the beginning of the African slave trade. Something that's rarely talked about is the sub-Saharan or the Saharan slave trade. And it predated the Atlantic slave trade by centuries, proving that Africans have been selling other Africans into slavery for thousands of years before the first European arrived. Look, man, let's be clear about something. This wasn't just a war of spoils or prisoners of war being sold off as a side business. This was a for-profit industry, a full-fledged enterprise. And African kingdoms waged war specifically to capture more people to sell. Entire communities were raided and enslaved just to fuel the business of human trafficking. Yet, when modern African governments are confronted about their role, they respond with these weak apologies and excuses. They say those were different kingdoms, not our modern governments. Yet the same descendants of those kings still exist, and those same people call themselves by those same tribes. Shout out to Drake. And many of those same African nations continue to honor their former slave trading rulers with statues and museums. And what's worse, they refuse to offer reparations to Black Americans, to foundational Black Americans. They refuse to even offer us our automatic citizenship that was stolen from us. The very descendants of the very people they sold away. They want us to get in line. Instead, they want to tell us, well, we weren't selling our own people. Think about that. When we say you sold your brothers and sisters into slavery, they said, well, you know, technically we were from different tribes, so we weren't selling our own people. We saw them as members of different tribes. Shout out to Big She 313. Am I, you know, really? Really? You weren't selling your own people? Oh, okay. Well, let's follow that logic. Let's follow that logic to its natural conclusion. If you didn't see us as your own people then don't try to claim us now. You know, us Akatas, don't claim us now. Okay? You can't deny us as brothers and sisters when it suits you, but then suddenly demand solidarity when you're facing deportation. You can't have it both ways. We're not having that. What's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome to the broadcast. This is Uncle D. People wash their ass in the tub, Kamala Harris.
You would tune in to Uncle D. This black man talk, pull up, homie, take a seat. Don't be a shadow watcher every day. You learn something, then you earn something. Let them know and drop some money in the plate. It's getting cold, ladies, talking ratchet. There's a king here, grab your coat, zip your jacket. Keep quiet for a second, close your jaw. Attorney Spurling, this ain't pearly, know the law. Talking Constitution, pushing pins when he shooting, give him that. Masculinity, just for the record, sprinkle that. You can keep your cat, gotta cut it. Only cat he rubbing, gotta love it. I call it Molly Buddy. Gotta vote your interest, voting earns. Presidential, this is for the money that I earn. When you gon' learn, my people, that evil mixed with evil. No matter what you're doing, baby, this ain't equal. Sometimes when you're special, you get hated. The test is for the best, you're damn right, my people made it. Uncle D, Blizzard King, you been served, gotta notice. Now black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice. Now black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice. Now black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice. Now black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now.
Hey man, I'll do what I do.
Somebody need to whip your ass.
Get up and whip him, Sweets.
Hey, don't be putting the money in my hand all rough.
Take your ass out here. You buy you a Flowbee and cut your own damn hair from now on.